Well, Arsenal are coming into the new season looking to defend their title. They won after 22 years, and they did so by dominating the league in their defensive effort by keeping 19 clean sheets in the process, and in their attacking effort by leading the league in set-piece goals. It was a total team effort to lift the title with 18 players getting in on the scoring action. Now, ahead of their home opener today against Coventry City, Mikel Arteta was asked if the expectations are even higher this season.
We need to breathe and we need to take this organically because it's going to be a long marathon as well. What we need to show is that desire and ambition to be better than what we were last season, a month ago or a week ago when we play Man City, and we have the ability to improve, to evolve, and that's what I sense and I feel around the club and especially around the place.
So that leads us into our Geico Feel Good moment. Feels good to Geico. Charlie, how do you think Arsenal is feeling right now heading into this new season?
His face.
Troy is shaking
Honestly,
his head.
His face annoys me.
You know what?
Charlie, sing our song. We are unbearable. We are unbearable.
I agree.
You know what? Just looking at Arteta there, you could see how much poise that he has, and he's calm and relaxed because he's absolutely got to the mountaintop with this Arsenal side. Think about where he started and the process of building. He's built something that it has, I think, a long runway in front of him. He thinks he can dominate the Premier League for a while, similar to what Pep Guardiola did at Manchester City. And his recruitment has been spot on. He's now integrated young players like a Max Dowman, Miles Lewis-Skelly, who can come in and you can see a future there with development.
This Saka squad, as well. He was one who gave Saka his start, wasn't it?
This squad has so much depth. Mm-hmm. We talk about strikers, and is Victor Gyökeres the best striker? At the end of the day, they have so many different players who can come in and contribute, and defensively, the shape is right. For me, Arsenal are now looking about how do we get that Champions League trophy? How do we secure that? But all the building blocks are there.
Vibes are high for you. Let's take a look at the vibe meter and how you think Arsenal is on this vibe meter. We've got Dynasty loading, see you in May, top class, need help, nervous, one and done. What are you thinking, Charlie?
I don't see how you do not pick Dynasty is loaded.
Oh, you're going all the way.
Are you kidding me? They have so much depth in every position. Every position. You might not agree with, is Kai Havertz or Victor Gyökeres or Mikel Merino or whoever you play as the striker. But at the end of the day, they have so many options. And Arteta can change and adapt depending on the competition. I think this squad is just getting started.
Go on.
Jeff, how you feeling?
Join in
on the party, Jeff.
Jeff, tell me I'm wrong. William Saliba goes down. You would think emergency. They go and get Ezri Konsa.
I equally think, Charlie, as well. I like what Arteta said. We're not going to defend our title. We're going to attack it. Mm-hmm. I like to be the hunted as opposed to hunting another team down. So it's going to be interesting to see whether or not they play this season, having got that huge rock that they were carrying on their back of not winning it, of being accused of being bottlers. Now that can't be thrown at them. Now there is experience in that squad of having Premier League winners. Because before, I think it was only Davies. He was the only one in the squad, I think I'm right in saying, who had won a Premier League title. Now, will they play, stick their chest out? Will they have more confidence? Not arrogance, because Arteta wouldn't allow that. I think it's going to be, we will see a different type of Arsenal. That's the vibes I'm getting. So the fact they renamed the dog at the training ground, it was called Win, now it's called One. The whole thing is centred around, let's use that as a building block. It's not a massive party. We've won the title. Yeah, we're great. It's about again and again and again.
Yeah. So I want to look at the comparison of last year to how you guys will think that they'll do this year. So obviously we spoke about how great they were defensively, how great they were offensively. On the defense, 19 clean sheets. On the offense, they led the league in set-piece goals, et cetera, et cetera. And now this year, they've added even more reinforcements in Bruno Guimaraes. They've added Christos Zolis, and they've added Elon Malay as well.
And Ezri Konsa.
And Ezri Konsa.
Just now.
Still waiting for it to be finalized, correct? Yeah, still waiting for it to be.
It's literally happening now.
We're waiting to see if it'll break in the next segment before headlines. But when you now look at all the reinforcements that they do have, Troy, I'll come to you on this one because you've been pretty quiet so far. How are you feeling about Arsenal? Do you feel like they're better coming into this year than even they were at the end of last season?
I actually think they are in a better situation this year. I think Guimaraes going in adds not only a component of somebody that's used to driving the team forward, but also a captain, a leader, which most teams are struggling for. One. When you start to look around this Arsenal team now, there's 5, 6, which is what all the great teams have always had. I think Zolis going in on that left-hand side has been unbelievable. No one's really talking about him, and I think that's maybe the English media not knowing enough about Club Brugge, but obviously we cover that a lot, and we see the amount of assists that he comes up with. Already got an assist in the...
and a great goal scorer as well.
Yeah, but
He was 29 in 52.
But I think the ability to just get to the byline and have another option that can cross. Everything for Arsenal was coming down that right-hand side. Always has done. Saka coming down the left foot, Timber going on the outside, or Odegaard doubling up and making an overload on that side. I think it's just a really good buy. I think everyone they've lost on that right-hand side, it's like, OK, Trossard leaving, he had some big moments, but I think they've got better in that area. Again, Norgard and the like leaving, it is what it is. I just think it's really good. I do. I think if what we're led to believe that Konza is done, remember he can play right back as well. So I think then that frees up allowing Ben White to leave because he's had a weird time at Arsenal, being in, being out, plays well sometimes, defends poorly other times. So I think having Konza there, if you replaced White with Konza,
and look at
Lewis
Skelly. Look at Lewis Skelly. We have him here as the left back depth in the depth chart.
Yeah,
but he showed extremely well in midfield.
But I think it's really interesting that Arteta came out yesterday and said Zubimendi won't be leaving. He wants Zubimendi to stay, which I think is important as well because you need somebody. I think just looking at it from the outside, this is no knowledge other than my opinion. Declan Rice has played an awful lot of games over the last 4 years. He's obviously shown signs in the back end of the season and into the World Cup that he's carrying some knocks and some fatigue. I think there's going to be moments where Declan Rice has to sit on the bench and they go, right, Zubimendi, you come in, dictate the play, slow it down for us, and kind of do what PSG were doing. Because they're going to win the league, in my opinion, comfortably, they can start to make sure they tailor the season and have certain players peaking in January, like PSG do. PSG have all their best players.
That dominant this season.
Not because Arsenal are that good in terms of like they're going to change their style. They're going to do what Arsenal do. On the other side to it, Man City have changed manager. Liverpool changed manager. Man United, we don't know. Tottenham are not the same. Chelsea are not the same. Like everybody else who should be their traditional challengers.
There's a lot of upheaval.
There's a lot of change and we don't know. So while they're figuring out that change, even Liverpool haven't even got all their business done.
Yeah.
So you're talking about
same with City.
That's what they talk about an Arsenal team that are set. They know what they're doing. And all they're going to do is go, let's sprinkle a bit of salt there. Let's sprinkle a bit of salt there. Everybody else is going, how do we get the ingredients?
Never mind a bit of salt. What about a bit of stardust? There was one name missing from that graphic.
Vinny Jr.?
Max Dowman. Max Dowman. A year older. I think if he gets minutes...
It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough for the young man because it's so good. The team's so good.
Think about the training sessions.
It'd be unbelievable, but it's going to be a little bit like Phil Foden at Man City, if people can think back nearly, 8 years ago, 10 years ago, whatever it was now, where everyone was trying to get him on loan, and Pep was like, no, stay here. No, stay here, because you're going to train with better players, you're going to learn what it's like, you're going to get your minutes, you're going to get frustrated, but at some point, maybe it's next year, Odegaard steps out and they go, right, now you go. But they're not going to loan him out to it. There's nothing he can get by going out on loan to any other team. He's better off staying with his team, being frustrated, chomping at the bit for it, and then when it's your time, go on, run away with it.
Well, we finally get to see them in action for the first time for the new season today as they take on Coventry City, one of the newly promoted teams to the Premier League, led by Frank Lampard. And this Coventry City team is similar to Arsenal in the sense of last year in the Championship, they really dominated on both sides of the pitch. 97 goals scored, 45 off of set pieces, and defensively they were sound, just allowing 29 goals. So ahead of this match, head coach Frank Lampard spoke on having to adjust to the Premier League. So let's take a listen to what he had to say.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think it's ever translated to the Premier League, and I think that shows you the gap. So I think as a coach and between myself and the staff, we have to show our adaptability. We have to show our understanding of different challenges of different games, different opposition, different individuals, a higher level of quality individuals. If you want to talk about sort of attacking players, to allow them too much 1v1, too much space is things that you might not get away with in this league that you may get away with in a championship. So I think we have to have clear strategy to do that, and it may mean that in different games we'll have different strategies, but clearly not going to say all of that now, but we're understanding of that.
So there's definitely a balance that Coventry and Frank Lampard are going to have to find in continuing to do what found them success last year in the championship, but understanding that what helped them get to the Prem isn't exactly what's going to help them succeed and stay alive in the Prem. So how do you think that they make those adjustments? Because he was very cautious with how much he gave away during the press conference, but what do you think all of that entails?
Well, Troy knows better than anyone. Coming up, I mean, they're playing against the league defending champions and projected to win again, right? So it's going to be a rude awakening for that first match, but it's a good one to break the ice and go, okay, this is the level that we're going to be seeing week in and week out. I think defensively, we're talking about transition. I think when you're talking about playing against an Arteta team, they're going to keep possession. So how can they be resilient and then pick and choose when to get forward? They can't play expansive. That's when championship teams, if they come up and they try and say, hey, we can go pound for pound. We're going to be aggressive, be on the high foot and play expansive. Hell no, you're going to get blasted. But it's picking and choosing. Okay, maybe we can high press for 3-4 minutes here, see how it goes. Then we got to defend and be in a solid block. Depending on the teams that you play, you're gonna find out which teams can we take it to them for more minutes throughout a match than the others.
I want to know from Troy, when you come up, how do you take the swagger, the confidence of what you've achieved? Because getting out of the championship is incredibly hard. You're winning virtually every week, and then you go to a new league. How do you keep the confidence and belief in your ability and not become nervous?
But not only that. Do that and play against Arsenal, Man City, Man U.
Mentally, how difficult is the adjustment?
No, so right now it's exciting. So you've had the whole pre-season, and what people don't say is when you start pre-season back, the first couple of days is like, oh, we've got the runs, it's hard, it's all about endurance. Fixtures come out. First one, who we got first game of the season? Arsenal. Everyone in the building goes, whoa, you go like that, you grow, you just get taller. Now you know what you're working towards. Whistle blows, you obviously get your family tickets, everything's good. Whistle blows, ball starts going, boop, 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 boop. You go, wait.
Hang on.
I didn't used to do this. I had it at Everton. We played Everton away our first game. They had John Stones at the back just before he moved to City. But it was the Roberto Martinez, so it had Barkley and all of those guys involved. I remember ball went down the side. Again, watching it like a lot of these guys do. You're only watching the Prem teams. You think, I'm not the quickest, but I can keep up with him. Ball went down the side. I remember sprinting as fast as I could, and he looked like he was just jogging. And he was going, yeah, to the goalie, because he was already knowing that when he gets to it, he's going to play it to the goalie first. And I was thinking, oh, my God, if this is the level. I remember 15
and this is Everton.
I remember 15 minutes into the game going, if this is the level, I don't know if I can do it. I genuinely didn't know if I could do it. We ended up drawing the game, and I didn't score. I scored the 3 seasons before that, 20-plus goals in the championship, year on year. I didn't score for 8 games in the Premier.
Is it a rude awakening, Troy?
You question everything. I was playing well, the team was doing good. I hadn't scored. I remember Thierry Henry speaking on Sky going, yeah, it's easy to score in the championship, not easy to score in the Premier. And I was thinking, oh, hold on. Thankfully, I scored away at Stoke, first goal, and everyone was like, okay, he can do it at Stoke, he's got a chance. But very, very quickly, what will happen to these Coventry guys is that it'll be exciting, it'll be fun, and then the realisation of just how difficult it is, because, again, you don't play as many games as you do in the Championship, but you don't play with this level of intensity, this level of quality, but also that mental aspect of one mistake in this league, and you get punished. In the Championship, we cover it a lot. It's great. It's entertaining. There's 15 mistakes per game, and you get high-scoring games. You make one mistake in this league, you're dead.
Yeah.
Yes or no answer. Can you afford to have a mentality of survival is all we want?
Yes, that's all it is. These aren't our games. We look at the top 6. Anything from any of the top 6 is a bonus. A point here, whatever. We've got another 6. We got to beat them. We got to get 4 points from them. Then there's a middle group. If we can nick 2, 4 over the course of the season, that's fine. But the top 6, these games, these are fun. These are fun. When you lose 6-0 away at Anfield or Etihad like I did, not that fun. But you go, okay, no problem. We were supposed to lose. It was fun. We enjoyed it. Now we know that's a level. Let's try and raise it and go again. We might not get to it, but the other teams, when they play, have to beat them.
Yeah.
They've got a whole second game. Frank Lampard's already said it's already a relegation battle.
It's a 6-pointer.
He said that
Yeah.
before balls even been kicked. So yeah, it's interesting. And the beauty of the Premier, I know we've got to go to break. I apologise, Chris, but just look at that. Arsenal, first game. Hull, second game where you're now favourites and expected to dominate. City, the game after where you've got to get pumped. And then you go to Brighton and Forest, you're like, wait, they play completely different styles. Every week in the Premier League, you're looking at something new, something different. One game you're supposed to attack, one game you're supposed to defend. And that's why I really liked what Frank said. He was like, game by game, we'll have to do something different. Loads of teams coming up for the Championship were like, we know what we're going to do. We're going to play our style. Within 10 seconds, your style's been slapped. Get out of it. Yeah.
You'll really rely on Lampard and his experience managing in the Prem because they have retained a lot of the players that they had last year in the Championship on this roster.
It's not a good thing, by the way.